This is part 3 to the 2025 MLB trade deadline analysis. If you haven't watched the other parts, please go check it out. This will be the last video I have on this deadline, so please watch till the end. Now, I know I said I would be doing significant moves, but this shit won't take long. What are the Twins doing? And what are any other teams doing not getting this guy? Danny Colomb is a 35-year-old left-handed reliever, and I know your first reaction is to cringe, but the dude has a 1.16 ERA in 31 innings. He isn't blowing people away, but damn it, he's getting outs. The Twins sent Colomb to the Rangers for a left-handed 22-year-old pitcher who is in A-ball. The pitcher, Garrett Horn, is pitching pretty well in A-ball, but he isn't even a top 30 prospect. You're telling me a team like the Blue Jays couldn't get this rental guy for, like, Desan Brown? Come on. Rangers get an A+ grade because they won the trade completely. Twins get a C. I'm positive they could have gotten anything better. And the rest of the contenders get an F grade for not even looking in Colomb's direction. Outfielder Jesus Sanchez was traded to the Astros from the Marlins for right-handed pitcher Ryan Gusto, Houston's number 13 prospect Chase Jaworski, and minor league outfielder Esmil Valencia. The Astros are just making some very interesting trades, and I love it. Sanchez has 2 more years of control after this one and had a 740 OPS with the Marlins, crushing 10 homers this year. He is also a pretty solid defender. Ryan Gusto has been starting games for the Astros, as well as coming out of the pen some. He has posted a 4.92 ERA in 86 major league innings with 87 strikeouts. The 26-year-old isn't a terrible pickup for the Marlins, and they have done some good things with pitching, to the point where we could see this dude getting traded for some more prospects within the next 3 years. Chase Jaworski slots in as the Marlins' number 15 prospect, and is a 21-year-old middle infielder in high A ball right now. This guy is an athlete, good defender, and is fast on the base paths. He had a 712 OPS with 3 home runs in 57 high A games for the Astros, so obviously the bat has to develop before he can climb the minor leagues. Esmo Valencia is unranked as he is a 19-year-old in A-ball right now, so a project prospect. However, you really never know when a guy like this could break out. A 682 OPS in A-ball with an extreme strikeout problem isn't anything you like to see, but it's baseball. Shit's not easy, and anything could happen that makes him a stud. I'm going to say the Astros won this trade as of now, because they got a solid major league hitter, whereas the Marlins got 3 projects, but they are favorable projects. The Astros get an A grade, while the Marlins get a B. Now this was a big deal. O'Hearn is a first baseman who can play corner outfield if need be, and is a rental bat. He had an 837 OPS with 13 home runs for the Orioles, and crushes right-handed pitching. Laureano is a really good defensive outfielder, with an absolute rocket for an arm, and is having his best offensive season since he hit 24 home runs in 2019. He also has a club option for $6.5 million next year. What's crazier is what GM of the San Diego Padres, AJ Preller, gave up for the 2 major leaguers. 6 prospects went back to Baltimore. The Orioles received Boston Bateman, Cobb Hightower, Tyson Neighbors, Brandon Butterworth, Victor Figueroa, and Tanner Smith. Bateman is the highest ranking prospect at number 6 for the Orioles. He's a 19-year-old left-handed pitcher drafted in the 2nd round by the Padres last year. He had a 4 ERA in 15 games started at A-ball, with 75 strikeouts in 68 innings. Hightower was the Padres' 3rd round pick in that same draft, and is now the Orioles' 21st overall prospect. He is a 20-year-old middle infielder at A-ball and posted a 677 OPS in 40 games for the Padres A-ball squad. Hightower is an athlete and an all-around player, but the bat will need to progress if he wants to move up in the minor leagues. The other 4 players, however, don't appear in the Orioles' top 30. Tyson Neighbors is a minor league reliever who has made it up to AA this year, pitching very well. He had a 2.57 ERA in 21 innings for the Padres AA affiliate, punching out 25 batters. He still has a long way to go to make it in the majors, but hell, he could be one of those guys who gets called up and is under everyone's radar. Brandon Butterworth is a 22-year-old utility man type of player who has gotten up to high A ball in 2025. For the Padres high A team, he posted a 782 OPS in 89 games with 11 tanks. Probably won't be a top 30 prospect as he is aging and only in high A, but not a bad depth piece. Victor Figueroa was also drafted last year in the 18th round by the Padres and is currently tearing up A ball with an 831 OPS and 7 home runs for the Padres team. The 21-year-old first baseman is unlikely to pan out, but he does rake in the lower levels. I am starting to realize that every single one of these guys was drafted in the 2024 draft. Tanner Smith is a reliever in A-ball who is not exactly performing, as at the time of making the script, he is 22, but on August 5th, he will be 23 years old, and he is still in A-ball. It's very unlikely that these back-end prospects will work out, to be completely honest, but I am rooting for them. The fact that the Orioles got this many prospects for a rental first baseman and a corner outfielder with a club option is very nice. They managed to get 2 top 30 prospects, one being a top 10, as well as some depth in the minors. The Orioles did great, A grade, while the Padres improved their major league team so they can win now, and I really wouldn't worry too much about who they gave up. A grade for them as well. The Diamondbacks traded Merrill Kelly for a pretty big haul of prospects from the Rangers, and I'm very impressed looking at this trade. The Diamondbacks got the Rangers' number 5 prospect, Cole Drake, number 9 prospect, Mitch Bratt, and number 13 prospect, David Hageman. Kelly is a 36-year-old rental starting pitcher who had a 3.22 ERA in 120 innings with 121 strikeouts for the Diamondbacks. Drake, the headliner of the deal for the D-backs, was in my Prospects I Like video for the American League. He is a 25-year-old left-handed pitcher and is now the Diamondbacks' number 7 prospect. Struggling in AAA as of now, but I think Cole could at least be a very effective arm out of the bullpen, as he only has 3 pitches, but he will definitely be called up soon. Mitch Bratt is now the D-backs' number 10 prospect, another left-handed pitcher. Bratt posted a 3.18 ERA in 90 innings with 106 Ks for the Rangers' AAA affiliate. He also has some reliever risk as he only has 3 pitches, with his best grade being his 60 grade control, something you really don't see much out of prospects. He has plenty of time to develop. And then Hageman is a D-backs number 14 prospect. Right-handed pitcher with, again, 3 pitches. He was the Rangers' 4th round pick in last year's draft. He has only started in the minor leagues, having 8 career pro ball starts over rookie ball and A-ball. He will need a 4th pitch to try and be a starter and will need to perform better at the lower levels as he is 22 years old in A-ball right now. I honestly really like this deal for both teams. The Rangers did have to give up a lot of prospect capital, but they got a proven starter and postseason performer in Merrill Kelly, so they get a B grade, whereas the Diamondbacks knew they were out of the playoffs and decided to sell their rental pitcher, managing to get a solid overpay, A grade. The Los Angeles Dodgers traded longtime starter and injury-prone Dustin May for the Red Sox number 5 and 27 prospects. This was an odd trade for the Red Sox specifically, and it felt like a really panicked decision by the Red Sox general manager. This trade occurred after the whole Fox Sports mess-up where they falsely reported Joe Ryan was going to the Red Sox. Now, this stuff doesn't get reported without there being some merit behind it. I think Craig Breslow was about to do a deal for Ryan, and then it fell through, so he had to get the Dodgers on the phone and overpay for May. May has thrown his career high in innings, which is 104 for the Dodgers, and had a 4.85 ERA in those innings. Unless the Red Sox are going to find a way to turn May, who is a rental starter, into an elite powerhouse, I don't see what they're doing. James Tibbs III was the Red Sox number 5 prospect and the headliner of the Rafael Devers trade earlier this year. The 22-year-old outfielder is now the Dodgers' number 7 prospect and was the Giants' first-round pick last year. The movement from team to team hasn't been kind to Tibbs, as he has struggled in Double-A, but we all know what the Dodgers do with prospects. Be prepared to see Tibbs as a top 20 prospect in a year or so, because that's just what the Dodgers do. Zach Earhart is the other piece, and is now the Dodgers' number 25 prospect. Also 22 years old and drafted last year, the outfielder is playing better than Tibbs in Double-A and looks like a really solid athlete. Who knows, this guy has a chance to be the better player in this deal, although he has less power potential than Tibbs had. The Dodgers got two solid outfield prospects who could impact the team in the next few years for a rental starter who is a negative in a major league rotation. The Dodgers will get an A+ grade in this deal, and the Red Sox are getting a D. Sorry, Sox fans. The New York Yankees got Camilo Doval for the Yankees' number 19 and 25 prospects, as well as two that were unranked by MLB Pipeline. A 3.09 ERA in 46 innings with 2 more years of control. Doval wasn't expected to be traded at the deadline, but if he was, it should bring in a big package. And straight up, I think the package is somewhat underwhelming. Tristan Vreeling was the Yankees' number 19 prospect, and apparently doesn't show up on the Giants' top 30 prospects now. Someone tell me how that works. He is a 24-year-old pitcher who has a 4.89 ERA in 46 AA innings, so maybe that's why he dropped off the top 30. But he isn't a guy I really like. Jesus Rodriguez was the Yankees' number 25 prospect and is now the Giants' number 16. Again, I don't get it. Anyways, Rodriguez plays third and catches, but doesn't seem like a great defender. The value in this prospect is the fact that he absolutely rakes. The righty had a 839 OPS and a 317 average with 5 home runs for the Yankees' AAA affiliate. I honestly believe he should be ranked higher than 16 because he is a 23-year-old hitting at the second highest level of professional baseball. And he plays two high-value positions. Does he play them well? I'm not really sure. But he still plays them, and that's what matters. The other two prospects traded to the Giants were Parks Harbor, a third baseman who doesn't appear on the Giants' top 30 list. He is a 23-year-old third baseman who is raking in high A right now. And then there's Carlos De La Rosa. He is the Giants' number 24 prospect and was born in 2007. This dude was signed this past April by the Yankees and is a left-handed pitcher whose ETA is 2030. Apparently, this 17-year-old is already dialing it up to 96 miles per hour on his fastball. What the hell? There is obviously no telling what De La Rosa could be down the line, but he's definitely intriguing. To simplify this trade, the Yankees got a good high-leverage reliever with 2 more years of control for a good hitting third baseman, a young project pitcher, an older Double-A pitcher who is struggling, and an older first baseman who is crushing the lower levels of the minors. Individually, I like some of these guys, but I would like them more if the Giants got a real headliner and then a Jesus Rodriguez as an add-on. The Yankees did well again. A grade for the Yanks and a B grade for the Giants. The Minnesota Twins sent elite reliever Griffin Jax to the Rays in exchange for starting pitcher Taj Bradley. This trade was extremely shocking to me because I didn't see the Rays as ones to buy at the deadline. Jax hasn't been his usual self this year with a 4.5 ERA in 46 innings with 72 Ks for the Twins. He was much better in 2024 and isn't exactly performing to what his advanced metrics say he should be performing towards, so the surface numbers can be tricky. Bradley, a former top prospect for the Rays, is also really nasty, but has some troubles putting it all together. His 4.61 ERA in 111 innings with 94 punchouts looks bad, but just like Mick Abel, I think Bradley would slide into the Twins rotation immediately. The Twins, much like the Rays, have been very good at developing pitching, and if they can figure something out with Bradley, I think they could win this trade. So, a nasty reliever with 2 extra years of control for a struggling young starter with 4 more years of control, this seems like a pretty good trade both ways. I'll keep it simple and give both teams an A grade. And that looks like where we are going to end it. The trade deadline was absolute chaos, and researching, script writing, and making these videos as quickly as possible has been the most chaotic fun I've had so far on this channel. And I know I didn't get around to all of the trades, so if you want my opinion on any trade I missed, feel free to ask me in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing, as I want to get these videos out to as many people as possible so I can help grow the game of baseball. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.